me, Aaron. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official Action RPG live stream. My name is Aaron, owner and operator of the YouTube channel Action RPG, and today we are back playing a game. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. Okay, this game, it's new. I'm trying it for the first time. It's called Last Epoch. Last Epic. Last something like that. Supposedly it's an isometric ARPG built off Unity 6 that has, I don't know if you guys have ever played it. Last Epic, what is that? Have you guys heard of this one? Epoch something? Guys? Bueller? Anybody heard of it? I thought it was Last. Epoch is pronounced epic, so it's just it's a very dumb joke. No idea what this game is. Heard you do stuff and other stuff. Last Kin. It involves cheating and shopping in the bazaar. Fizzy Dragon has put in wings check. Great. Great. Season 3 was the only season I got to level 100, and I did it in hardcore. Love Last Epoch. It's a shopping simulator. Wingy dingy. Good afternoon, everybody. Had my final appointment this morning. Everything went well. Got a video out for all the March Madness games. Had a little website meeting. Talked to tech this morning, and today we're gonna watch the Last Epoch dev stream together. And then we'll be switching gears for the second half of the stream back to a game called Dragonkin the Banished. So today we'll have a little bit of a split stream. We got the Last Epoch dev stream, and then we're going to grind some end game Dragonkin. That's the plan. That's the plan. I'm sure 11th Hour Games has some juicy Season 4 stuff for us. I can feel it. It's gonna be good stuff, right? Okay. It's gonna be, oh sure, right? Get carried in Dragonkin again. This ain't Dragonkin. I'll be playing Dragonkin after the dev stream. It's all gonna be okay. I've realized that on Twitch, follow me for a second, maybe I guess in content creation, flip-flopping games every second is not, the algorithms don't like that, just to be transparent. So I'm not gonna play Dragonkin for an hour, then flip to Last Epoch, then flip back to Dragonkin. We'll play Last Epoch for a couple hours, and then we'll flip everything to Dragonkin. I'm not gonna flip-flop 3 times. So that's the plan for today. It's gonna be great, grand, lovely, amazing. Trevor, what's up over in Kickland? Burn Division, what's up? YouTube, what's up? Mushi? Mushes? Gara? Yo, Hoofprint, Bamster, what up? James, hello. Davey, hello. Mr. Envek, what up? Oh, you were in the bazaar. We saw it. The bazaar doesn't count when it logs me in there. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Otter, Sam, Richard, Slider, Plunderer. Good afternoon. VC, Orange, Heavy, Bunny. How's it going? Gran, what up? Lose, hello, hello. Bro, what up? Who else is here? Native, good to see you. Zai, hi. West, yo. Otter, yo. Zaya, hello. Rebody, what up? Did I say hi to Heavy? Heavy, Bananas. Kaiser, Big Guy, Sad Sack. Native. Good afternoon. Shmee, hello. Egan, what up? Shin, hello. Mr. Elk, yo. Everybody, 11th Hour Games, Derek is here. Everybody, best behavior. EHG is here. Current alt, what up? I am not bananas. Heavy, you know what I mean. Anger, what's up? Old school, hi. Fizzy, what up? Quick, hide the streamer client. There is no streamer client. Everybody knows that. All right. Fizzy, you get to pick my wings. You turned in 150. Fizzy, what wings would you like me to use? I've got the Black Suns. This is for the Uber Raye likely coming. We got fire spinners, more fire, big old Weaver wings, Drake wings, and then the Templar Knight wings. Which one would you like? This meme, what? He didn't pick Temple. Don't pick for him. He turned in the channel points. He gets to pick. Dominic, what's up? Sloth wing. Those aren't wings. Guys. Whichever ones anger you the most. Look at these big stupid things. Look at these stupid things. So stupid. That's not funny. That's not funny. Look at these things. Lose, that's not funny. You can now fly. I mean, they do match your gear. I guess that's true. At least they kind of match. So there's that at least. They look so classy. Finally, an LE stream. Any chance you've had a glimpse? No. I actually had time yesterday, but I forgot. You just got to remind me, Bamster. I'm going to look. You just took me back to my Lowe's days with that. Ryzen 9, 5900 XT. Oh, you're talking to Derek. Derek. The community would like to know. Obviously, we're going to find out in a little bit anyways. Will Mike have any stuff to show? I can't even formulate words anymore. Will Mike have good stuff to show us today? Mike has 5 teasers. Okay, hold on. Now, Derek, don't trick us. It's not that like, well, it's one picture and we chopped it up 5 times and then at the end, you know, it comes back together. It's not like that, right? I think they are good. Okay, good. Now, we don't like the chopping picture thing. We don't like that. Why is this on there? What the hell was I doing with this? Flame Reeve. Oh. It's you. All right. These wings have given me power, everyone. I can feel it. Blade Mage, that's right. Your boy just launched an AI automation business. I got 3 clients so far. Oh, great. Why do you got to come here and talk about your AI business? What? Why do you got to... We need those wings for no rest for the wicked to save from fall damage. We do. We do. You've convinced me to go with Dragonkin. Could you tell me exactly what will change March 16th? Well, they have one surprise they won't tell us for March 16th. Right now in the game, there's only one act of the campaign, so you're going to get 3 more. So on the 16th, something that's a surprise, 3 acts of the campaign, and then, you know, bug fixing, polishing, just like little update stuff. Nothing big. And as of right now, there's no more wipes, which means if you start today, come March 16th, you don't have to go through it again. No, not a streamer client. Guys, we'll be playing Dragonkin later in the stream. The beginning is dedicated to Last Epoch, Season 4, coming March 26th. And the senior developer live stream watch party, which starts in 52 minutes. It has been confirmed. 5 teasers today that Derek says as a player, he's excited about. Sam, you gotta, come on, Sam. I'm so patient with you, dude. I literally, I don't even know if I could count the people I have problems with in chat. You gotta mellow out a little bit. It's like almost every day now. You gotta kick back just a little, buddy. How's the TP Plus goal going for the month? We have, I'm not going to promote TP Plus for the month of February. It's a short month. And obviously we have a subathon event for March. I'm not going to, I'm not going to, thank you, Orange, but yeah. We do? Yes, subathon is March 26th. Yes, yes, yes. Me and the wife have been planning it out. There's no point in hiding it. You know what? I just changed my mind. Forget it. I ain't doing it anymore. It's happening. What? Training subathon when? We didn't want to see that mug anyways. What? You promised no takebacks. Yes. So this is what I will tell you, at least as of right now. Uncapped Subathon starts March 26th. Last Epoch Season 4. Like the last Subathon, where, the wife tackled me in the bear costume in the raptor suit, we will also have an intro scene for Subathon 4. Not saying intro scenes are core. They're not core, but we are planning an intro scene. So. And yes, the fence will be back. Can you show us that clip? I don't even know where. Only Guilty could find that. It's core-ish. No. Oh, Subathon 4 confirmed. Oh, brother. Hey. Who's on right now? Hey, West, can you send me the whatever article to the Core Punk news on like layoffs or whatever it is? Somebody said it's big news. Other people say it's a nothing burger. Can we just get the chair without you in it? So basically the subathon starts and the whole idea is... Wait, that's a good idea, Diesel. So the subathon starts... and I will not come on camera until the clock hits 0. So you'll pay to keep me away. That's a good idea. Correct. Oh, that's a good... That would be awesome. What? Wait, what do you mean? What? Diesel? It'll be the wifey subathon. Dragonkin coming to PS5 March. What about Last Epoch? Oh, gosh. What have I done? Last Epoch's coming to PS5 with the Orbis expansion, which is right around the corner, you know. So many good games coming in March. I know. Plus, tell us the date. I don't know. Listen, if you're new to the channel, I really mean this. If I know the answer, I will tell you. Guys, I do know the answer, but I can't tell you. So, I'll tell you that I know, but I can't tell you. I don't know when it's coming. I would actually venture to guess that 11th Hour Games does not have the exact date for console launch. They have a guesstimate, but I bet they don't have... I don't think they know. Are you meeting your monthly sub goals? Not this month, but that's okay. Is it this year? I don't... No. I mean, I can't say yes or no because I don't work for 11th Hour Games, but based upon what senior developer Mike said, no, it is not coming this year. Here is the Core Punk dev said in Discord. As far as I'm told, it's just a normal layoff cycle. There have been others in the past. This one just happens to be bigger due to the coinciding with the new round of funding coming in and a change in the business model / strategy to make better use of the funding. Almost all of the core team that actually implements stuff is still around from what I asked. The Q&A should have something on this situation since people are asking. Got it. Thank you. All right, West, I got it. Thank you. Interesting. So, nevertheless, Artificial Core, the team that is creating the MMO, Core Punk, did a round of layoffs, but no core personnel were laid off for them. I wish it was this year. Yeah, you and me have the same wish, my friend. Any thoughts on the PoE 1 League reveal? Yeah. I talked about it in the video I posted today. I was, you know, I was under the same impression as a lot of other PoE creators that this might be a little bit of a recycled league, maybe on the smaller side, as GGG is working on 050 for PoE 2. And from the presentation, that is not the feeling I got. It looked like 328 for PoE 1 is a pretty juicy league. Scion Ascendancy, Endgame revamp, the Mirage, quality of life improvements, the new uniques, the being able to fully juice the Atlas a new way. There's a lot. There's some good stuff in there. The greater supports that are coming in. Yeah, I mean, I would be honest. If I thought it was a nothing burger, I would tell you. I didn't feel that way. I thought it was pretty good. Like, I will be playing the new league. Jergy, what's up? The Nova from your build, is that Flame Reeve? Yes, it is. So they laid off the non-core punks. Oh my gosh, did anybody just hear Logout's joke? Oh my gosh. I mean, it was a good joke. I wish I thought of it. Oh, brother, what? I miss when Ellie dominated PoE content. You missed season 2? I'm hyped for PoE also, but I'm more hyped for Last Epoch. Obviously, for me in this community, Last Epoch hits differently. We always have so much fun exploring and figuring stuff out. I'm sure nothing will change with season 4. But, you know, I feel like a lot of times, and this could probably be attributed to not just video games, but life. It's like, if one is good, the other must be bad. When realistically, just because PoE 1's league reveal looked good does not mean that Last Epoch's is bad. They could both be good. They can both be good. I'll probably end up playing the Paladin type build in PoE. You gonna play a Smiter? Play a Smiter? I don't like the one PoE 1 feels to play. LE feels better for me. You know, I mean, you gotta give credit where credit is due. You're talking about what? 13, 14 years for Path of Exile, right? Same thing when you play Diablo 2 and you look at like the pacing and stamina potions and just stuff you're so not used to. It's just, it was created a long time ago and it's been updated over a decade. So a lot of people, like, they'll play PoE 1. The first thing they'll notice is like their space bar does not evade or dash or anything like that. There's just like kind of normal things we're used to now that aren't there. I had a lot of fun with Keepers of the Flame, though. I had a lot of fun. No sort button. The no sort button, you can't credit no sort button to age on Path of Exile because it's also not in PoE 2. So that wasn't the game's older, so you can't sort your loot. That was a design decision. Items should have weight. Yeah, exactly. Bingo. Bingo. It's a really silly pain point. Yeah, I don't know. It's a dumb one? You think it's a dumb one? You think there should be a sort button? So now that I've played a bunch of PoE 1 and PoE 2, the fact that I've made guides for both of them at this point, if they had, follow me for a second, a sort button for their inventory and crafting materials had its own tab. So like, you know, you pick up a chaos and it gets sorted for you. If it had those two things, the entire game would play different. It would be like an absolutely monumental overhaul. We take it for granted because it's like such a basic thing. But if currency had a separate tab that was auto sorted and they had a sort button for gear, it'd be a totally different play experience. And it's very minimal. It's very minimal. But then you wouldn't buy the special currency tab? No, I mean, the fact that it's so universally wanted, you could probably sell that special tab and sell 1 million of them. Yeah. Sell 1 million of them. All right, guys. Senior developer Mike for 11th Hour Games will be taking over the stream in 39 minutes. Also, I am happy to report, as of today, we are less than a month away from Season 4 of Last Epoch and launching Subathon 5. New treasure hunt event, new Subathon goals. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I got to start bugging EHG about their podcast tour. I've not heard a peep, which makes me very nervous that they're thinking about maybe not doing it, which I would be, I don't want to say like upset because that would be silly, but I would question it. I would question it. Jonathan Rogers. Mark and Octavian are already doing their podcast tour. They're doing one with Zizarin. Thomas from Wicked is all over the place. I don't know. He's done like 20 podcasts. Dragonkin devs are doing podcasts with me and Woody. Like, it doesn't cost anything. Just a little bit of time. It would just be, I just really hope they do it. Just really, really hope they do it. Who won the last treasure hunt? The last treasure hunt was won by Banana one. Ellie hates telling people they don't play their game already. Wait. Ellie hates telling people that don't play their game already about their game. I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed. Is that this? I guess, is that? I said I would be. I would be. Has Carve been underground? I haven't heard from Carve. I've got a 2LP one, Bunny. I found one. Banana won the last treasure hunt. You got a customized banana hat. Speaking of the treasure hunt, I had a blossom drop the other day. I can already tell you that this treasure hunt will be a little different. A little different. Just a small change. Just a little turn, you know, just a tweak, really. Did you quit Dragonkin already? Look at this. Look at the way the question is framed. Look at the way the question is framed. Like I'm a traitor. Like I... Just... You son of a... One, I literally put out a March Games video this morning that showcases the Dragonkin trailer twice. Two, if you took the time to do any research on the thumbnail of today's stream, I will be covering the last Epoch dev stream for the first half and covering Dragonkin Endgame for the second half. Aaron is a traitor. And a traitor. Is there any build guides for Dragonkin? No. No build guides for Dragonkin, but I will tell you this. I highly recommend going in blind and figuring out the ancestral grid for yourself. You can fully respec every single system without spending any currency for the click of a button. Once it clicks for you and you understand the ancestral grid, it's one of the best skill systems you will play. Okay, everybody don't... I see that. It's not... It's... Okay. On the screen, on the screen, an item is dropped that is a... it's a... How do I describe it? It's a circular object that... it's a crimson. The color is crimson. It's a...
That's what we've become? We're red ring people now?
It's not a red ring. It's a different kind of ring. Guys, it's not a streamer client. It's just a ring that is red. It's not what it looks like. So that's why he quit Dragonkin. The streamer client ran out there, so he came back here.
I'm disappointed.
Oh, it's not a red ring. Just looks like a red kind of ring shape. Wow, just wow. Lie detect. Guys, it's... Let's not focus on, you know, let's... CR, come on, dude. James, Bamster, it's not what it looks like. Pick it the F up. Bamster's like, pick it up soon or else the game's going to crash or something and you're going to lose it. You guys are monsters. All right. Smoking Joe, what's up? Hello. Anyways, yeah, we'll be playing Dragonkin after the last Epoch dev stream. First part of the stream. Obviously, we're going to play some LE. We're going to watch senior developer, co-founder of EHG, Mike, He has 5 Season 4 teasers for us today that Derek said we should be excited about. So EHG said should be a pretty good dev stream. I'll take that. 5 teasers. They've definitely stepped their game up. Now, not gonna lie, I do expect these dev streams to be juicier. Why? Because we only have like 3 left. It's only like 3 dev streams before we have literal patch notes in our hands. So if they want to drive any buzz on socials, now's the time. Now's the time. Wes, my goal for Dragonkin today is everything mythical. So full mythical gear. That's a good goal. I just got my last mythical piece today. Updated my loot filter to ignore all legendaries. That's what I was thinking. I like my legendaries. I was like, all right, I'm sick of sorting through all these. That being said, I don't know. I don't want to run out of gold either because I'm spending so much gold at the enchanter. So I'm like, do I need to pick up all these legendaries simply just to sell them? I'm not sure on that regard yet. Or if I'll just find enough gold to maintain it. You could set the filter to auto sell legendaries. Oh, no crap. I didn't know that. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do then. Does that mean that you will pick them up and it'll sell it when it's in your inventory, or literally when they hit the ground they turn into gold? The quality of life's over 9,000. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, so it will hide everything, and then when you leave the map, it auto sells all the gear that is hidden. Holy crap. You also need to offer legendaries to the Grand Benedictor for extra talents. Well, I didn't know that. I know you could flip your draconic stuff. I remember doing that, something like that. Look at these wings. Look what Fizzy did. Wings check. Look what up. All right, everybody. Dev stream starts in 29 minutes. Last Epoch dev stream. 29 minutes. We got a squirrel helm. Good one. 1 to wolf skills. Not any good. Want a void portal to complement those wings? No, don't spend your points on a void portal. We're only playing Ellie for half the stream. And we're about to switch over to Mike. We don't need a void portal. Right? Too late. Guys, Shather did something very silly. He put in a ton of channel points to make me use a certain portal in this game. Okay? Now, I want to be as clear as possible. This portal Can't even focus. It's not. It's. The community are all children, and they think that
It's a little bit funny.
They think that this portal, it's called the Void Portal. The way it's designed, it's got a certain quality to it, guys. It's not. It's just it's got the. When you use a portal, you gotta go. Yeah, you enter the. Something's wrong with all of you. Now I will say it's it's got like bubbles and some like goop on the bottom, and then it's kind of like radiating some like aura, and then at the top, grow up, everybody. You too, Aaron. What? It's definitely seen some use. Something's wrong with you. One of the funniest things about this portal too is it is called the Maw of Madness, or the community calls it the MOM portal. Chat, they're very funny making me use this. Very funny. You're welcome. Good. I'm glad. Nothing wrong with a good void portal. Oh gosh. Dev stream starts in 25 minutes. 25 minutes. Void portal. Guilty. Can we disable the void portal points during subathon? And wings check. And shark head. I'm gonna deal with that the whole. No? What do you mean no? Did I stutter? Never? What do you mean never? Also, Aaron, if you want to... Also, Aaron, if you don't have an amulet in Dragonkin, I put a couple in the shared stash. I have a legendary pendant. All it does is give 1 point to 1 talent. I don't know if they do anything more than that. I think I was hiding all my pendants. The first time I put in a rule to show all pendants, I got one to drop. I think that's all they do. Okay, got it. So then it's just finding a pendant that has a talent you want. Oh, neat. What new game is this? This is a new game called Last Epoch. It's new to Steam. It's built on Unity 6. It was a recommendation by a community member, so we're trying it today just to see what it's got going for it. So we're just kind of poking around, seeing if we could figure out how the game works and functions, seeing if it potentially has a future, stuff like that. So Yeah, Nam, if you haven't, that's what we're doing. Last epic path of Diablo 2. That's what it's like. Yes. Would you say this game is Dragonkin like? Again, not that there's any financial gain for me, but I feel like almost everybody I've convinced to try Dragonkin and they take the time to learn it. This game's pretty good for 25 bucks. Dude, imagine if they polished it and balanced it, put in a chat for the servers, more skills, more endgame, more bot. Like, dude, there's so much they could do with Dragonkin in its current state. I really thought this was 328 PoE update. That's what you thought? More bot-like? I like Dragonkin. Yeah, me too. Is there a roadmap for this last epic game? I think they said they're releasing one at some point. I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. Minions T7. Perfect health percent, 12. Almost perfect minion damage. All right. That's what I was looking for. Wonder what up? What mastery is this? This is a spell blade. We're playing a spell blade. Okay, guys, let's have a last Epoch conversation. In all seriousness, what do we have left that we know from them? Patch notes, when those drop, that also drops with Judd's normal 20-minute video breakdown. So we got Judd's 20-minute video with the patch notes, and then we should have Hype Week. And Hype Week normally consists of 4 posts, and the final day of Hype Week, the 5th day, is the patch notes. So Hype Day, Hype Day, Hype Day, Hype Day, patch notes with Judd's video. Is there anything else that EHG has said? And that's normally 1 week before. So that should all drop, I don't know, mid-March. Not that I know of. That's where we're at. What about the press tour? I do think I would like somebody on today's stream to ask the question. A lot of ARPGs, most ARPGs do some kind of podcast tour to promote the game and talk through changes. Is 11th Hour Games planning to do their season 2 press tour? I don't even care if they come on my podcast. I just want them to go on a podcast tour to promote the game. I don't want it to come across as like, oh, Aaron, you just want him to do it because you get a podcast. That's not my thinking at all. Hey, Aaron, you're late. What's up, Crimson? How you doing, sir? That about sums it up, I think. Okay. This skill is so fun to use. Meme, what up? I dislike the framing of others do X. Why don't you? What if you framed it with the marketing campaign for season 2 was universally loved, which had a podcast tour. Any plans of using that same strategy for season 4? Huh? Is that a better framing? Basically the same. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And don't say I can make up BS on the fly. I was thinking about that question. Yeah, I agree. It's about exposure. But I support they find you to do the podcast because you are the few that know the game well and you're passionate about LE. Yeah. I've been awake for almost 17 hours. I totally forgot about my B-day days ago. Wait, your birthday, what? Old man, is this a new league yet? Yes, yes. Right now, we are playing on screen. What you are looking at is PoE 1, 3 to 8. This is the new Mirage League. We're just kind of grinding through right now. Just exploring these new mechanics and seeing what we have. These new paladin skills. So far, it's been pretty fun. Oh my. What did I say, Shin? What? Crimson, happy birthday. I just want something I can sell. Anything. All I have now is they sold out and stopped caring. What? Oh, for Ellie. Maybe they're scared of their game now because of the bad press. I don't know. I want to play Ellie, but the update is still so far away. Banzi, I'm just kidding. Just joking around. If you look at the top right corner, the new season launches in 643 hours. March 26. Also, if you look at the video I put out today on YouTube, which is also pinned at the top of Twitch, it breaks down the dates and updates for March. We've seen a lot of stuff lately, like all the new terms like madness. What do they mean? They said that's going to be a Hype Week post. It's going to be a Hype Week post. So we don't know. I love Hype Weeks. Hype Week. Hey, Wes. Sorry to keep calling you out. I just had a thought. I bet you Thomas from No Rest for the Wicked would actually really like the Dragonkin skill tree because he hates traditional skill trees. He'd probably hate the passive tree, but I bet he would actually find the skill tree pretty innovative. Yeah, I think he would like it too. If you got to design what madness is, what would it be? I've actually, somebody has already asked this question. I've answered it a few times. Okay. You're about to get a very long-winded answer. Question was asked, if I could personally design the madness conversion for intelligence, what would it be? Inside of 11th Hour Games, last Epoch, myself included, the community has been begging for more void skills. Literally begging. I went on a 2-year tour of trying to get the Warlock to be a void focus class. And then they finally came out and said, Aaron, the Warlock is not a void focus class. Literally the whole campaign is about stopping the void, figuring out the source of the void, the Immortal Emperor. Like, people like that Akuma dark style play style. And there's technically no Void in the game outside of Void Knight and a couple of other very small, you know, like the staff that the community made that converts Volcanic Orb to Void, which, by the way, that staff for Mage was made by the community. They want that Dark Hero. Yes. My pitch was that what Madness does, follow me for a second, if this was possible. If you convert all of your intelligence to Madness, any skill that uses intelligence as a boost, now's base type is Void, which would mean EHG would essentially give access to Void through Madness for every intelligence skill. Now, I don't know how you would code it. I don't know how it would be, but that would be the coolest. Because, I mean, just the possibilities would be, like, endless. Every intelligence skill can now be flipped from basically light to Void. And you've just given everybody's main ask. You can now make Void casters. That would be a lot of art assets. Oh, I'm sure it'd be crazy. I'm, again, not saying that it would be easy. I'm not saying that's what they're doing. But the question was asked what I would do if I was designing int flex to madness. That's what I would do. That is a super, super cool thematic idea. Yeah, that's my idea. You just want Disintegrate to be good. Your dream realized. Yeah, I mean, just everything. Void Meteor, Void Disintegrate. But it's not just Void skills. This now moves Void into the Acolyte. What about Void Minions, right? The minions use int. So you can now have a Void Minion army. It would be so awesome. And everyone's like, that's such a good idea. And it's going to end up being like Madness. Instead of giving you 2% retention, it gives you 10 base life. It's going to be something. It's going to be something like that. I'm just going to be like, that's what it's going to be. Purple frogs. Yeah. It's going to be something like that. You could already get Void Smite through Void Knight. Sir, have you tried a cold build with minions? I have. We literally just recently did a cold build with minions. I'm going to explore it more soon. 11th Hour Games was very kind and asked me specifically for Necromancer. So just so everyone knows, it wasn't like me pushing my agenda. EHG reached out and said, hey, what are some older Necromancer specific uniques that you would like to see updated? So I sent them a list, which is why you saw so many Necromancer uniques updated on last Friday's dev stream. And one of the amulets is Frozen Eyes of the Formosus. And this basically unlocks Cold Necro. It's got minion cold damage. It's got minion freeze. And they're adding up to 40% minion cast speed. Or no, cooldown to Frozen Eyes of the Formosus. So I'm hoping we could come up with something fun with this amulet for Cold Necro next season. Cold minions are back on the menu, boys. Yeah. Fix that, please. Make it good. Yeah, medic. So, I'm not on Acolyte. But if we were looking at the skeleton mage tree, there's a node right here that gives 100% cooldown for minion skills. And then that amulet would give you another 40%. So you'd be at 140. And then you can get 4 idols that give up to 20%. So you can basically bring down minion cooldown 250%, which does a couple of things. Again, I'm looking at the trees pretending like it's a skeleton mage. So that means that their mortars that they shoot will shoot more often. It means that the Hungering Souls that they shoot will shoot more often. And anything else that they have triggering from that they might be doing. So I'm wondering if there's, I don't know, something we could figure out in there. Oh God, he can see the nodes. Well, I have them memorized. I know exactly where they are. Sadly, I won't be able to play LE Season 4 on April. No hope for a new PC. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. Aaron, we have so many items already that are meant for Void casting. Sacrifice Embrace, Doom Pulse Staff, Void Damage, Fire Aura, Cast, Decimate. Isn't there a possibility to make a build of it? Well, the Fire Aura chest gives you more Void damage per Fire Aura, right? And then you could use that with Volcanic Orb transferred into Fire. I tried to make it work. I thought it was terrible. CR, I would highly recommend go play Void Knight. Go play Void Knight for a week, and then be like, okay, I'm going to play a Void build outside of Void Knight. Here's going to be like, yeah, you could do it, but it's, you know, you don't have a ton of options. The Hungering Souls change is huge. The Hungering Souls change is so huge. At this second in time, I'm season starting Necromancer. I've been waiting. I can't even tell you. 5 years. I've been waiting for that node. 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. 5 years. What's the Hungering Souls change? Okay. Guilty Summoner actually helped me with this. Community member. Thank you, Guilty. So EHG also reached out to me around just Necromancer changes and trying to help with feedback as far as to kind of bridge the gap between Beastmaster and Necro, because as we know, Beastmaster smashes Necromancer outside of Abomination. So basically we sent up like a list of like 20 things that would help bring Necro up that are just, they're just so annoying. They're so annoying. So again, if you're playing a Beastmaster, every companion has skills that they can trigger that work, right? So now Earthquake becomes a minion skill, and basically the skill trees are combined, and Upheaval, and all these different abilities. But if you look at Necromancer, the Hungering Souls node does not use the skill tree. The Sacrifice node doesn't use the skill tree. They get generic versions. That is changing. So now your Skeleton Mage, Death Knights can trigger Hungering Souls. Hungering Souls tree is used by your Death Knights. And again, just like Earthquake, all the multipliers are combined and it turns into a minion skill. Profane. So the sacrifice there, Fuzzy, I don't want to lie to you. I don't know. But I'd be shocked if they didn't, because that was part of my feedback too. But I did not get confirmation. I only got confirmation on Hungering Souls. Can you use your powers to make it outside of Death Knight? I know. The tree needs to be changed. It's so silly. Like, why? Why is it that the melee minion is the one that shoots? Why is that node not connected? And it's like your skeletons can go cold, fire, or stay necrotic. You know, I don't know why it's like that. I know it's so annoying. But Ellie is live. Yeah, you guys got me chatting. Okay. I apologize for the people on Twitch. I am going to manually run an ad right now to turn off pre-rolls. This is for everyone's benefit, so there's not as many ads during the live stream for EHG. Doing that now. If you could only play Ellie or Dragonkin, which one would you pick? Well, okay, Tom, in this moment, right now, today, I would pick Dragonkin because we're playing it on a multiplayer server together as a community. But if it was a overarching question for like life, it would be Last Epoch. Last Epoch's my favorite ARPG. Diesel, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I will, though. I saw that you sent it. I saw that you sent it. All right, everybody. We can complain all the time. I do best I can. Good work, Tech. Good work. Can you run a Death Knight Necro in LE to kill Uber? I don't know. I wouldn't even try. Yeah. LE all day. Especially if it's new to you, of course. RPG, I don't know. We killed Uber Abbey with Cocaine Bear this season. It's normally not a big focus. Exactly, Tech. But I'm gonna give, as of right now, I'm gonna give Hungering Souls Death Knights a try. Because Hungering Souls can be converted to fire. I got a whole plan up here. It'll work. Might need the big stash, but you know. Okay. We are officially switching gears right now to the official Last Epoch dev stream with senior developer Mike. 5 season 4 teasers never seen before.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome
today.
back to another Last Epoch dev stream. As usual, I'm your host, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, how's it going? Glad to be back, everybody. Yeah, I thought I could squeak out a little vault in the pre-show there, and I was wrong. So I'm almost to this one. we'll resume that. Welcome to stream. Glad to have you with us. If this is your first time here, welcome. It's gonna be wonderful. Please, if you have any questions for me, please put @LastEpochGame in the chat so we can see what it is. I'll get those questions answered as quickly as possible. We stream for charity. Boom. All of everything that comes in from stream goes to the charity above my head. And
got it, VC. Thank you.
We've got, as usual, we've got some stuff to tease out throughout the stream. Look forward to your questions, and I'm gonna play some Last Epoch and have some fun. Thanks, Cyborg. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I was we're okay. I'm really looking for a new chest. I really want to be like, we've got this, which is great, but it's not enough. It didn't hit what we wanted. We need a better one. We can do better.
Crimson, don't go.
I did get a chance to play around with corruption this week on this character. And if I was going to keep playing this character into the new season, the very first thing I would do on day one is just slam every single piece of gear I have. If the test went if it went anywhere near as well as what happened, I think I got really lucky. But I loaded in and I'm like, let's just slam all my gear for fun. It was great. The only thing that I didn't get a positive thing on was slammed all my everything. And the only thing that went bad was the amulet. And I'm like, no, the one linchpin. So I guess moral of the story is as long as you got a backup, you're good to go.
He's over 3,000.
Whoa.
He got smoked already. Teaser number 1.
All right, first question. This is my first time here. When's the barbarian coming? I mean, this is kind of the closest thing to the barbarian that I've heard any development actual effort being put into. Right here, you're looking at him. Oh yeah, we should be a little careful with some of this.
Why you guys gotta hurt me so bad right at the beginning of stream?
Ooh.
The Beastmaster is the closest thing we have to Barbarian.
Barbarian's an interesting class. We're not gonna do just vaults the entire time because I struggle with them with this corruption. Barbarian's an interesting class. It is I don't want to say this without sounding like I'm saying being mean. It is fairly one note. And it's difficult to get 3 masteries out of it. So it kind of needs to be a mastery. It can't be a class. You can get like some variants of it, but like they're thematically so similar until you start straying from them pretty hard. One left, is that what it's saying? So I think it would, yeah, if we were gonna do a barbarian, it would just have to be a mastery, and I think it would be a mastery like the one that obviously fits is Primalist, right? And I don't know if there's enough. Like, I personally would advocate for a hunter before a barbarian as the last mastery, or as the 4th mastery for. Okay, come on. Why can I not go up there? Let me up there. I was probably just walking in the wrong spot. I'd probably advocate for a hunter rather than a barbarian.
Mike doesn't notice this. His biggest problem with his bear build is in the top left, he has his bear set to aggressive and not defensive. So his bear is never close to him. This is why he keeps dying. That singular change.
Right. Hey Mike, another nice Friday for you, I hope. Yes, it is wonderful. Do you still remember how you looked like without a beard? I mean, I trimmed my beard quite a bit since last stream. I do not remember what I looked like without a beard at all. I see pictures of myself as a kid and I'm like, really? No.
He doesn't even have the bear made. There it is.
Couldn't be. Then who? But you know, vaguely, I feel like I could do a weak Photoshop job and see what it is pretty easily. That'd be interesting. Maybe I'll shave one day. I don't know. I wonder if there's a lot more. I don't know if I would enjoy shaving every day. It's part of the problem with not having a beard, I think. It's just the daily upkeep of like, all right, every day I'm gonna shave now.
Has anyone asked if there will be any new woven echoes? Mike has not told us what they are, but he has said there should be a few. It's a good question though, if you want to follow up. What kind of Weaver's Tree updates will we see for Shattered Omens? It's a good question.
I don't think so. I think they're still the same. I know we've definitely talked about changing some of them. There's something to be said for having an icon that's recognizable. We have revamped certain icons over the years, so like a lot of the Beastmaster ones got changed. Like a lot of the Primalist ones in general got changed.
Talking about icon
so it's not off
changes.
the table. I'd like to. That could be the sort of thing that I would see happening for like LEO sort of thing. Like more of a larger scale point. Makes any sense. Right. Smashy, smashy. I'll remind you about the character sheet rework from the get-go to get it out of the way early this week. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, one of these days we'll be back working on that.
5 years, every Friday. They're asked about the character every Friday. Never miss.
Some minor progress towards it. So the one of the big thing that's missing from the character sheet, the reference, if you're unfamiliar with the reference here, is that we've been meaning to have a way to show individual skill calculations more clearly. So, okay, you don't have like melee fire, increased melee fire critical strike chance as a stat on your character sheet. So it's hard to know if your fire converted, melee converted ability is getting the crit strike chance from that or not. You know, and it's a slog to do all the math to figure out exactly what's affecting what. And so having specific, like a skill specific tab in the character sheet that showed exactly what each individual skill is gaining bonuses from would go a long way to help clarify what's affecting what. And then on top of that, there's just like the missing stats in there. And also we just want to pretty it up a bit and possibly have some sort of like customization system where you can be like, these are stats I'm really interested in, and be able to access those quicker.
But this is an important thing. When you play almost all ARPGs and you look at your character sheet or your breakdown of stats, you could click by individual skill. In Last Epoch, you cannot.
Pets using abilities in the skill tree tooltip. So like,
tooltips.
What's a good example? Does this show? Yeah, here we go. Thorn Burst. So it shows 100 damage estimated. That's wrong. That is, I don't know what exactly that's calculating from, but that's very wrong. I think it's just base damage on it, sort of thing. And if so with calculating this specific tooltip properly for the bear that you have, is the sort of thing that's going to start working. Yeah, like this earthquake, that's my earthquake tooltip DPS. 96773. Yeah, that's my earthquake tooltip DPS, but we want it to be the pet's earthquake tooltip DPS. Oh, we got to turn that off. Raise your hand if you know what that sound was. There were 3 green beams show up. I'm like, the set bonus proc for COF.
Dragonkin needs a lot of polish, but you could see the core
Will we see
systems,
any
how good they
uniques
are.
that give Ignite immunity this season? Would be nice to go along with Ashwake Boots converting Orb Decay to Fire/Ignite. I don't think so. Does it give you immunity to poison right now? The base one? Oh no, there's a way. Yes, okay, never mind. I don't know. I haven't seen one. Say that. But I haven't gone over every single item with Fine Tooth Comb yet. We just finished, I think. I think Unique's just closed. There might be a couple that I haven't seen yet.
Tarkin with the Dark West devs right now.
There's a whole bunch that end up squeaking in under the wires. Usually what happens at the last second. Like it's closing and everyone's like, oh, I've got an idea. Hey, Mike and the team. Hello. Which class are you most excited to try next season? Also, any buffs for Mage? Yeah, I mean, we've shown some of the specifically Fire Aura changes for Mage coming next season, which is going to be sweet. We've also shown off there's a new set that's Volcanic Orb related, very Mage heavy there.
Dark West looks good. Do we know when we expect Dark West to be released? No, but we will ask those questions on the podcast next week because they're coming on with me and Frosty, March 5th.
It's full of matter. But me personally, I am by far most excited about Rogue. It's my favorite class. I get to play. I'm gonna play Blade Dancer, I think, because I played Marksman last time, and Blade Dancer has the bigger changes. Not exactly sure what I'm gonna play, but I'm going like,
Yeah, I played Crystal Fall.
Mike having fun mucking about mode, not meta mode this time. And we'll see. I might do a meta build after or something, but yeah, we're sort of just mucking about. Okay, this is just a bunch of these that get shattered, right?
Mike's gonna be obsessed with meta after playing EQ Bear. He's not gonna be able to go back. Rogue, let's go. Yeah, I played Crystal Fall. I played it for exactly 1 hour. Didn't grab me, but it was all right.
Let's go down there. Are we able to get confirmation on when Bladestorm will be unlocked? Tied to the Blade Dancer tree, level 15, level 30, level 35. I can tell you that it is not locked to Blade Dancer. Shoot, this is going to test my knowledge of where things are unlocking on the tree already, because I don't think it bumps anything.
The fact that it's not under there, you get it pretty quick, I'm sure. Mike's meta club now? Can't get away from it?
I think it's unlocked.
I'm obsessed with EQ Bear.
I don't know.
I can go back anytime I want.
I think it's unlocked at like level 20 in the base tree.
Bladestorm's going to be so popular,
we
especially
may have shuffled things slightly in the base tree. It's not a Blade Dancer skill. It is a base rogue skill. Yes, I would love that. Thank you very much. That we can get solid info on that. That'd be great. We're getting. Someone's gonna help me out and tell me exactly where it is.
I'm not in the bazaar. Running 800 corruption. Getting murdered. No, I'm not getting murdered.
But yes, this was the consideration behind that was nice. The consideration behind that was there are certain builds and certain play styles that are already enabled by having Umbral Blades on them, and notably Bladestorm converted Umbral Blades on them right now, and we don't want to remove those builds from being possible or existing. So if we had locked it to a Blade Dancer exclusive skill, suddenly those builds just can't use it. Even I think we didn't even put it in the Blade Dancer tree because we didn't want people to have to invest in the Blade Dancer tree if they didn't want to, if they weren't already, because it just changes the passive dynamics so much. I think if you are going to Bladestorm from Falconer, for example, there'll be things in the Blade Dancer tree early that you'll be interested in, so you might anyways, but it's a choice instead of a force, which is something that we want to do.
Rogue item stonks going up. Yes, it is. I'm with Frontier. If I was going to play Rogue,
if it's not
I
that.
would play Shadowrend just because everyone's going to play Bladestorm.
Okay, right now it's level 10 passive in Rogue, so it looks like Decoy is moved slightly. And I'm not. We'll figure. We'll sort out exactly what those are later. But like, there's no dramatic changes that are like, okay, Decoy's now locked or something like that. No, Decoy's still.
Shadowrend's gonna cook. I could feel it.
There's a little shuffle that happened. You'll get it fairly early. I assume that's the important part about this, is that it's just not locked. Alright, considering how the press podcast tour went so well for season 2, will season 4 CHG reps getting out there into the community and spreading the hype? I sure hope so. I got to be involved in 2 of those, I think. 1 or 2 of those. It was so much fun. I loved it. And I loved watching the ones that I wasn't able to go on. Like getting Ross and Judd and Holly out there was fantastic.
What's your question,
don't remember who else went on those. If someone else did as well, I'm sure someone else did. I'd love to see that again. It's great. I don't know if we're doing it though. I know this question was asked recently, and Derek was going to get back, figure that out, sort of thing. I think we're still in the figure it out stage. Ooh.
The season launches in less than a month. Sorry, I'm gonna.
Not quite as good, but you might be worth something if we work on you.
Never mind.
Now that is pretty. Okay. I'm going to try and turn these boots into new boots. This is our new boot target. Because we're short on health, but we've got health on our boots right now. I've got a 2 LP pair of Yulia's Path. I'm going to go for it with these.
What is there to figure out? I have no idea.
I'm going to go for it with those. We've got to figure out other stuff to get in there and try and roll the health higher. But we're going to go there. I think we might roll the health first. Because the other stuff's just a backup anyways in case we miss. I don't know. We'll see.
Yikes, I don't understand. Just say you're doing them or not. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to go craft. Let me go craft. And it's that G key again. Portal's on the wrong key, apparently. My brain still. I should just switch it in here. Okay. Little breather. Okay. Here's our boots. They are +4, so that's good. And we want the health is the most important thing. The traversal's nice. I know health is not like technically the most important thing, but it is for us right now. I do want to know where's just a pair of boots.
Guys, I don't know what to do about Sam in chat. You guys tell me.
I don't know why I did it this way. What am I doing? Okay, we are going to... We want moves. Move speed's the next most important one. So we want to try and seal this first. We want a high roll on this. That high roll on that's the most important thing. Okay, let's try to...
Worse, thanks for the follow.
Refinement.
I know, it's just every day,
So
Sith
that's a
Lord.
180, right?
Every day. I'm very patient.
So we're going to reroll.
Hard ban. It's about 10 comments a day, every day.
Okay.
I don't ban
Okay,
people,
game.
ever.
Sure.
Never. Literally
you.
never. Ever.
All right.
About 10 to 20 comments a day, every day.
Okay, so we're gonna try and seal this so that we can put movement speed on here. So one of the fallbacks is movement speed, which we also really want. Or we could get hybrid health. Yeah, I think hybrid health would actually be a better secondary. So we're gonna seal this. This is a much higher chance to seal. Great.
Slider, he was saying the same thing on
health.
that EHG stream.
We're gonna get this. Oh, that hurt. That last one hurt. Oh, that last one hurt. It's okay though. That was bad. I was really hoping to get to roll this at least once. That's fine though. So we do have a moderately rolled hybrid health, a low rolled T3, which is actually what we want. We want to hit that T3 minion damage and transported one. I'm ready. I'm ready for these boots. Okay. I know those weren't what I wanted, but too bad, Mike. We're doing this. Yeah, that 21 Forge Angel hit hard. But you know what? We got so lucky earlier in it that I will accept that with a single tear instead of a whole cry face. All right. Do this. Watch him fail, Jula. Aww. To be fair, that would be very on brand for me.
Escape is impossible.
Almost did. Tried to get cute with it. All right. Here we go. We're going for the health because we just I guarantee you it's basically the same as what we're already wearing. Wow, whatever. The health's the best one. And then we hope we get either second. We just don't want the dexterity. Just not dexterity. Just whatever it is, not dexterity. Are we really not going to have any Shaman love on these upcoming seasons? If there is, can you please tease us at least one? I don't have any Shaman teasers specifically today. Like I always say this, like every class gets something every season. I think we do really like to do bulk updates. Shaman did get a kind of ridiculously powerful build last season. Not maybe what a lot of people were hoping for, but there's I think it's fair that there's more focus elsewhere other than Beastmaster and Shaman and like Primalist in general this season. But there are some things. It's not nothing. Okay.
Show 'em.
All right, we'll take the double health. We will take the double health. Not what we were hoping for, but let's see what our health does. 200 more health.
Why?
Not bad.
I know.
How's the other stuff? Yeah, there's other stuff's comparable. It's fine. The endurance healing, yeah, like this was better roll based, but not hugely. I am happy with that. I will take that and be happy.
All right. My wife looked at all the chat from Sam. I was going to show you guys, and she said we're not allowed to dogpile, so I can't show you. We'll just leave it for now. It's just so, I don't know. My brain is just like, who wakes up every day and comes to this stream just to say last Epoch's bad? Like, what? Don't, like, I'm not, what a weird. Aaron is just too nice. I mean, I don't ban anybody ever. But it is weird. Like, why do you, my brain is like, what? They secretly love Ellie. I don't know. It's so weird to me.
System specifically towards the way an exalted item can drop an upgraded version of the imprint.
But maybe
examples
that's
such
why.
as a single tier 7
Just
adding
a troll?
another exalted affix. Or in the situation of a tier 7/6 exalted item, can the tier 6 affix potentially upgrade to a 7? Any help and clarification on this subject is much appreciated. There's the variety of things that it can do is extreme. Like pick a property on the item, it can change that. Like there's not really a going through the entire algorithm for how it changes is and please do not take this as a literal what the algorithm actually is, because I don't know the order it goes in. It's been a while since I've actually looked at the exact algorithm, but it's basically along the lines of look at the base type. Do we change that? Okay, great. Here's the reroll the base type. Cool. Do we reroll the implicits? Yeah, okay, reroll the implicits. Great, there we go, the new implicits. Do we change affix 1? Or do we change any affixes? Or do we change affix 1? Do we change affix 2? Do we upgrade the affix? Do we change it to something new? Do we reroll it? Do we like, it kind of just goes through the whole item and just decides if it's going to change something or not. And it's so many different points that it can be like, do I change this? Do I change this? Do I change this? That like pretty well anything can happen. And usually when it is changing something, it's going back to the like what could it have when it dropped algorithm sort of thing, where it's like, okay, if we're replacing this stat with a new stat, it's just like it just goes to the item generation and just generate me a new stat that this could have. Or if it's you know, like if it's changing the affix, it just goes to like reroll the affix. Could be anything. It could go up, could go down. It's not like it's incrementing it. It's not like because it's 6, it's more likely to go to 7.
Plot twist, Aaron's
if there's no exalted,
no.
Like if the item's already exalted, it's more likely to be exalted at the end, sort of thing, because that's the rarity roll at the start. I think. Actually, I don't know if it is.
You got this,
I don't know
West.
if you already have one
I did
T7.
mine last night.
Okay, I don't know the answer to this. I don't know if a 7-5 has a higher chance, or I don't know if a 7-6 has a higher chance to go to a 7-7 than a 7-5. So if you have a 7-6 and a 7-5, I do not know if one has a higher chance to go to a 7-7 than the other. I do know that the 7-6 will have a higher chance to be a 7-6 than the 7-5. So the 7-6 is still better to imprint. There's so many little details, and like I just don't know the specifics on how it exactly works, without going to like look into it, because it's a ridiculous function. It's huge. All right. Like it starts out, because it rolls to see each individual thing that's going to change. Chances of it completely changing the item into something completely unrecognizable is very low. But it can happen where like you put in like I've got this chess piece sitting here, like another chess piece, like the Falcon can drop or the Kestrel can drop, and like that could be the roll from that, you know. Think. Oof. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can go up to uniques. It's ridiculous the things it can do. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Ladle. Oh, that was a strength health ring. We like seeing those. I've been playing a bit of that small indie game called Diablo 2 Resurrected recently. I like the idea of sacrificing your minion to gain a buff for yourself. It gives a different spin on minion-centric class like Primalist and Necro. Have you guys explored minion sacrificing in the game? Yeah, I mean, we have the Necromancer has an ability called Sacrifice.
This game looks brand new to you, Aaron.
Sacrifices
That's
your
right,
minion,
kid.
frequently gaining buffs based on the minion sacrificed. You know, like there's there's definitely like similarities there that we've explored.
First time trying it.
Yeah. There's probably room for more. There's always room for more. Feather bones. What's our feathers like?
Another glorious.
A lot of feathers. We're gonna go bones.
Never ends, traveler.
Hey Mike, you need to put bear in defensive mode instead of offensive. It will help a lot. Okay, thanks. I will do that. Appreciate the help.
Who told them?
Right, so no Voidcaster Barbarian. I can't say I've seen anyone pitch a Voidcaster Barbarian.
We can definitely pitch that. All of us? Oh, okay. I was gonna tell him, so I get the credit.
On the topic
for
of
that.
out there classes that I know aren't getting done, but Mike wants to see. If you want your Mike's equivalent of a Voidcaster Barbarian, I want like a Tinkerer Trickster class, like of like a I don't know exactly what the masters would be. It'd be like Jester, Trickster, Tinkerer, Engineer, things like that. Maybe there's two classes there. I don't know. All right, my girlfriend played last Epoch a lot. She absolutely hates the interrupt casted by selecting a new echo. Is there any way I can brighten her day by telling her EHG is fixing that? Well, fixing might be a strong term for what we're doing. Smoothing might be a better term. We are so there's a new thing called echo chains coming next season. And this is Mike's face as he panics before he realizes if it's actually been on the roadmap or not. But I'm pretty sure it is, so we'll roll with it. It does still bring you back to Echo of a World in between each echo. So you don't go like the portal that you take from this one doesn't go directly to the next one because it still has to have the moment of unloading and reloading. But it does have a direct portal from the Echo of the World to continue that echo chain, and also
Mike just said he doesn't know if we know if EHG has announced echo chains.
Still takes you to this place, but instead of there being two things here, there's one thing. So it's much easier to just kind of flow through it. And then there's a portal that takes you directly to the next one. So you don't have to like select a new one, you just keep going. So the time you spend in here, the like
Aaron's given the I can't energy.
Like there's less context switching. Because especially if you haven't picked up a ton of things, you can just kind of like come through here, you spawn, click, get things, click, and you're going. And like you're through. So it's like seconds in here instead of like, okay, I'm gonna pick this up, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna mess around with some stuff. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna select my new one. What's my new strategy here? It flows a lot better. So there's we are addressing the flow of that a little bit, but it's not necessarily a complete shift. Mike didn't actually do any organizing in between streams this time, and it's showing.
Yeah, I heard that, but I took it with a grain of salt. He seems to not remember that stuff. Also, give us teasers.
What's going on here? That's cool.
People on that stupid.
Hello, Mike. Any new sub skills? Some updates, reworks, lesser procs, cooldowns, maybe? There are
new sub skills.
I mean, there are triggered abilities and sub skills related to Shadowrend and
Shurikens. Oh,
and
Shurikens on
Bladestorm.
Bladestorm.
Are any of them full on new skills, or are they other ways to trigger existing ones? I don't. I think one of them is fully new.
Divine
Any news on sub skills. Whoops.
Divine, I redid my stuff and then deleted everything.
Is there
All
something
my stash
specific
is empty.
sub-skill issue that you'd like changes on? the base functionality on how they work is sticking around, which I think is working really well. It's one of the most popular ways to
I
trigger
have
things.
nothing in my inventories right now for Dragonkin. I deleted, I redid it, and I was like, okay, I'm starting.
It's one of the
fresh.
most popular build systems are usually involving triggering skills.
And then update the loot filter is exactly what I did. Yep.
We've been looking at we've been improving the data collection and collation and displays internally for stuff, and there's a lot. We're now able to see more clearly the relationship that players have of specialized abilities versus equipped abilities, and a lot of builds have like a non-specialized ability on their bar. This probably isn't such a surprise. It wasn't really a surprise. I guess the volume was a little bit of a surprise to me. In certain cases, certain abilities being more frequently taken as unspecialized, like the rate that people are using them is like 10 times higher than the rate they're specializing them in some cases, which is cool.
People love triggered
but
abilities.
that means that there are like builds like that are relying on triggered abilities, at least one triggered ability, or else
people don't
there's
want to push a
just
bunch
wasted
of buttons.
slots. And I'm aware that there's like sometimes druid stuff is a bit of an outlier there.
Mike's playing a triggered ability, Earthquake.
Maybe a good teaser time. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good, bud.
Here we go. 5 teasers today.
How about
42.
this? Like, yeah, it doesn't show up on screen. Nice. Okay, cool. Making sure. Here is a node for. Here's a node for Shadowrend. I have a Shadowrend node. Boom, Shadowrend node. Here we go. Shadowrend can become a traversal skill. So this is what the traversal node for Shadowrend looks like.
Another movement skill for frickin' Rogue. Shadowrend can make a shadow, which means with the new set, 3 shadows just like Shift. And I bet you it could trigger an ability.
Oh, cool. Okay, just saw
Interesting.
you and Justin comment on the black hole node saying the damage pen is more effective versus low health enemies and being confused as to why it said that. Pretty sure it's from the olden days of protections before resistances, since back then the lower your health, the bigger the impact protection as such penetration would have. Yeah, that is totally right. That's cool. I did not, because he messaged me.
Who else
he saw the
moves?
post first and messaged me. He's like, "Do you have any idea why?" I'm like, "No, I have no clue." I'm like, "It's probably some like old thing that from forever ago." I just didn't remember. But yeah, you're totally right. That's what it was. Whoever that is, good catch. Really good catch. That's exactly what it was. That's cool. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we used to have, before we had resistances, we had protections, which functioned completely different. And the switch from protections to resistances is part of the reason why we have our resistances are the 1% penetration.
Yeah, you can't use both.
Happening after cap. My fire resistance is only 65? I'm not fire res capped? What? Oh, it's because I changed the boots out. That's totally the new boots. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. All right, we're gonna move this.
That's a
It's
cool
gonna be too small in the
teaser.
corner, I think.
That is a cool teaser. So now base Rogue
Usually line
Rogue
up with my health
has
or my mana globe.
3 movement skills.
Is that worthwhile to have there in the corner
3.
like that, or is that just like distracting and bad? Someone let me know if that sucks, and I'll just remove it completely. Derek likes it. That's enough for me.
OMG, if we got a Tinker class, I would literally never quit LE. Please, my.
I just like leaving the teasers that we've shown up there if we can. All right. All the best, Mike. Thank you. Will we potentially see more updates / additions to the Rift Beast mechanic? It starts off fun initially, but eventually tapers off once you get the right rolls on your amulet, or whatever other piece you're using for it, I guess. Yeah. Would be great to see some additional features to keep it feeling fresh. I agree. I think that we will not see a ton of changes in season 4 on it, mostly because I think we're gonna see a there's some tweaks probably coming for it in season 4 that'll have some like minor adjustments, especially to the items you can get from it. But the actual functionality of the system itself won't be as won't be
27
majorly
days
changed.
till season 4. Oh my gosh, 27 days till subathon. Is that true?
I think it could be part of a. I'd like to do some How do I say this? I'd like to do some tweaks to a few of them at once. Like I'd love to tweak, like go through and be like, here's a minor adjustment to
Prep the
like
fence.
mages and tombs and
Banana, get out of here.
nemesis and dinosaurs, like all at once, like just like a little bit here and there for all of them. That's cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm gonna lose these. Come on.
Fuzzy, I'll listen for it. Have you talked to Hog for the subathon goal?
Don't
No,
go
I
at
haven't
me
put
now.
together
You're
any subathon goals.
Thank you. Oh,
We're working on the intro right now.
All right. Oh, I was hoping it was a 2 for a second there. Ooh, that's a good one. It was a low roll though. We don't need no experience no more. Oh yeah, because does that mean did I already switch this out? Yes, I already switched that out. Cool.
Your threat is measured. Obey.
We're still hoping for another amulet. Because while this one's good, we want great. You know?
Another movement skill. Yep, Rogue's base.
We're just gonna do this one that we
movement
just
has
found.
3 skills now.
Oh, my CDR, not Minion. Still cool though.
You can't get Minion CDR on enchantments.
And these were, yeah. Okay, see, like these are definitely, those ones look like it probably are too.
But you can get Minion.
Hard to tell. These ones are
melee.
definitely triggers from
Shift, Shadow Rend,
from
Smoke
my
Bomb. Yep.
imprint.
And then each mastery has a movement skill.
Nope, we
The
haven't
one where the
done this
bird
yet.
lifts you up, Feather Assault.
All right. Have you seen the theory that Raya is the possible pinnacle fight for season 4? If so, what are your thoughts on that? I watched Aaron's video on it, and I've seen a couple posts on a few platforms since then. Love it. There's things in there that I'm like, that's some like, wow, people are digging deep and finding what they want to find, and it is fantastic.
What do you mean finding what we want to find?
I loved it. Watching that was fantastic. Game guide. G for game guide, Mike, not T for game guide. All right.
You heard him. Finding what you want
I
to
just have to be
find.
more picky on what we're picking up right now.
He
'Cause I'm
can.
just-
He can nor confirm nor deny.
Yes, take it all.
Means you're dead wrong.
It is resulting in way too much stuff.
No way they would confirm.
All right, what are some of the cool ones we can do?
Not the smirk I was
Is there
hoping
anything
for.
like uncompleted in the area? I mean, sure. I don't even have access to it. Does Blood Tether sub skill? Ooh, Blood Tether.
He's like, blood tether. What the hell is that?
Rip Blood? Yeah, it is Rip Blood. Blood Tether, Rip Blood. Boss. Yeah, okay, cool. Got it. Check bleed every tick for its more damage bonus, or does it only check when applied? A different blood tether?
He's avoiding talking about it. Good try, though, Aaron. There's some juicy stuff they're holding back. I don't know.
Blood
It's a
tethers an
tinfoil
enemy
hat
drawing
idea,
blood
doesn't
from them to
hurt.
deal physical damage over time, deals 1% more damage per bleed on the target. 3% of the damage dealt is leached as health. That will check when it deals the damage, not when it's applied. Yeah. I mean, I should really go look and see how it's implemented, because it is possible to implement it both ways. It is technically possible to implement it both ways. If I was implementing that from scratch, I would do it as per tick, because it's a single stat line as per tick, and it is a very complex check otherwise.
He said you found what you wanted to find, basically saying you found correct information. No, he's saying the opposite. When you say you found what you wanted to find, is like you came to your own conclusions, which normally means you're dead wrong.
That was close. I do think the bear's better on defensive mode, so thank you for that. Hey Mike, what are the things that take longer to complete when working on a new season, and why, if possible? I understand that uniques are the fastest. Uniques aren't really the fastest, more so that they have
Bears better
some of the
on
fewest like knock-on implications. And they're very self-contained, so it's like they don't rely on other departments as much, and they usually don't require a lot of like back and forth. And like once it's rare that they have big QA issues. Usually they pass through QA pretty quickly.
Thank you.
And so
that's my type.
They're usually fairly smooth to do, which is why they end up going in late. The things that usually take the longest are anything that goes through many departments. So like creating a new enemy goes through almost every department, sort of thing, because it starts with like a 2D concept art, and then it gets into like a blocking. At the same time, there's usually someone that's starting out like creating the functionality for it, where they're using like an existing enemy to like set up abilities for it. Those abilities need to get BFX that go with them, or sometimes they're using other abilities that already exist. Like there's usually like
Divine. I relooked at all my gear, all of my skills, and all of my hex fragments. I redid everything, and then I sold everything. All of my stash, updated my loot filter for today.
Pull enemies that are only frozen enemies need to get pulled or something like that. We won't do that. That's bad. We're not doing that. But you know what I mean. There's like new functionality needs to get created sometimes. And then the art pipeline keeps going where there's like 3D modeling. Then there's the 2D back to 2D art to do the texturing. And there's SFX for the like the creature sounds. VFX for any like visual effects that the thing has. There's just so many departments that it goes through, and it needs to like be like
you can get your
discussed
base skill at the vendor, though.
Completed and checked
and
at each stage, sort of thing.
Supports.
And like sometimes it can go through a few forms of iteration as well. Usually like a unique item by contrast, like the iteration that it's going to go through is really fast because we can just like slap on a modification for a skill, usually within a few minutes to get like a rough version to see if it's gonna be fun, or you can just look at it and kind of figure out if it's interesting or not. And like so it's basically just like a few dudes in a room with it, so like typing text back and forth to each other is a lot faster than a whole group of people having to send
if all 5 teasers
pieces
today
of their
are
artwork
new
back
nodes,
and forth.
I'll take that.
So usually things that are involved in heavy in the art
nodes?
pipelines are going to be take a lot longer to complete. So like as far as talking about individual things, full-on game systems that just incorporate tons of those things are going to take even longer, hopefully, obviously. So things like the new Omen window system. There's like new enemies that go with that. There's new like effects on the world, so like the level design has to be involved with that as well. There's like new just like objects that go into the world that aren't necessarily characters as well, that have the way they interact with those things and the way those things spawn, and the way you like interact with those in a game system way, like through the monolith, how those are found. And there's lots of because it has heavy playtesting implications as well, you need to see how it feels, so it has to go through full builds. You can't just necessarily do it in editor. You have to like actually build it so that it can get put out to the team at a larger scale, and have like focused playtest groups that happen. And like so those systems take even longer because they incorporate so many of those various art pipeline things and other pipelines as well. Yeah. I need to tighten up this loot filter a bit. We're getting to the point where we're like, we've been sitting at 1,000 corruption for a while. I found so many things. Okay. Next question. Are there plans for every class to have 4 masteries? Or are there plans for more classes? Or like, yes. Are there these things going to be part of the paradox classes? Or are these things going to be part of the paradox classes? Well, no, there's going to be more of both. Probably can't share much on that. There's just like more of everything. But I thought I would ask anyways. Thanks for all the information and insight on these dev streams. Your studio is really the only one doing this, and community appreciates it. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Thanks,
we do
Mike.
have plans still for more base classes. We do have plans for more mastery classes. We do have plans for more
Just not barbarian. Sorry.
paradox classes. We do have plans for more, or what's in that list? Everything sort of thing. It kind of depends how the like pipeline evolves for those things. It depends on how the reception for those things evolves over time. Like we've got a lot of long-term plans for things, and you know, those plans are quite often, hey, here's 50 things we want to do, and we're pretty sure we're going to do them in orders 1 through 50. But you know, depending on how 7 goes when it gets sent out, we might move 23 up to spot 14. And we might push 8 back down to 53 or whatever, you know, like, so it's fluid to a point. And we really want to add, like, there's so many ideas floating around. Like I mentioned earlier, like random classes that I'm like, oh, I wish I could do this. And like, the reason I don't think those ones specific.
By the way, if you made me guess what the paradox class is going to be, it'll be a hunter. Mike has talked about wanting to do a hunter, basically like a primalist that could shoot a bow forever. That'd be my guess. Hunter's coming.
Sure, don't die here. Big hit, one more. You can do it. Nice. Garbaggio.
Boring?
There we go. I even looked down at my keyboard and pressed the G key. Oh my god. Who's got space? I see some space. Those ones already are full too. Oh, there's space here. We're going rogue.
He's doing it live.
Let's do another teaser. Okay. Good idea.
Teasers.
Let's go to one of these teasers. Here is a little clip of
A clip.
let's do this one. Here's a new cosmetic thing that can happen in the game. It is, yes, this is a cosmetic effect. This is a character effect. So currently there's only one character effect that exists in the game cosmetic system at all, and it is limited to one person. And so we are adding more character effects into the game.
That's a rogue.
Coming next season. Yeah. Little sparkly boy. The cosmic presence.
God, I hope it's wings. So you're going to be able to put a new cosmetic on your character.
Well, let it run through one more time here.
I'm guessing this
Seems to be
little
jumping at
box
the end. I don't know
right
if that's
here,
just on my end.
character effect on your body armor, this will have options.
Gotta be the most impractical way to hold an arrow in
like
that
a
bow.
body armor aura or something.
All right, have you guys figured out what to do? What you want to do with dungeons? I've got some very strong opinions on this. They feel like one of those things that doesn't quite work at the moment. Yes, but have massive potential. I agree. Something like a mini WoW raid with a pool of randomized escalating boss encounters. I think that would be a very big shift. That's not where I'd go with it probably. We are specifically looking for. I mean, that is an option. Like I don't want to be like, no, that's not happening. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, Teddy. That's what I'm literally
my
doing
pitch
in the
for it
background. I'm
is
setting up. I'm getting everything prepared for the guide.
Procedural generation system into them.
Yeah.
I think that the key hallmarks of a dungeon in Last Epoch, anyways, is that it does have a
Teddy, if you type in !build, it's already on arpg.com.
Facilitated by an additional ability. And that's a very broad description, which is what I love about it so much. So I've got like a little scratch pad that I keep of like when dungeons are back on the menu. I got pitches to go, and you know I think there's a lot of room for cool stuff you can do, and I think looking at
Bill, guilty.
There's a lot of games like you look at like a Zelda dungeon, for example.
But that would work too.
And sorry if you've heard this one before, but I've said this one quite a few times. You look at basically any Zelda dungeon, and it has a special. It has you start the dungeon off.
Oh, maybe that doesn't work.
And there's this room, this big grand room. There's a giant chest in it. There's a big eye on the wall up ahead, and you're like, I wonder how I get to that. Let's go through this side door and see if I can explore this way. And you go and you explore and you fight some people and you kill a mini boss and you get back to the first room. And you've got this key to this big chest down. You open it. There's a bow in it. Suddenly you can shoot the arrow and progress to the next part of the level of the dungeon. And in the second half of the dungeon, every problem is solved by using the bow. This is a very like straightforward, clear-cut example, and I think there's
there now.
I think that the way that it takes the mechanics of the thing you find in the dungeon and applies it to the puzzles in the dungeon is cool and interesting. And I think that's kind of the same approach that I have towards what dungeons could be in Last Epoch, where there is a because you get that extra ability. So there's a puzzle, for example, the you're going through a labyrinth, and this is the Jorah's the name of it is Temporal Sanctum, and there's like blocked paths, and you switch to the other one, and there's the path isn't blocked in the other timeline. By using time travel, you can get around the blocks because you're maneuvering through the dungeon in multiple timelines. And so I think there's a lot of potential with here's a tool and here's a bunch of puzzles that can be solved with it. I'd love to have there be more different types of puzzles that can be solved with it. And I know this doesn't quite translate directly from an ARPG to an adventure game, and but that's the theming that I really like to get in on dungeons, because I think there's room for unique gameplay styles to exist in that, and room for certain classes to have abilities that synergize with it, and certain situations where you're like, oh, I can just get around this portion of the dungeon. There's like 3 puzzles to do with it, but because I'm a blank class, I can use this ability to trivialize one part of it or something. I think that's cool. I think that's interesting. I think if we had 20 dungeons that each used procedural generation and had different things that fit into all those categories, it would be a really fun system. And that's a huge undertaking of massive proportions to get that all set up and done. And like the first major hurdle is having the procedural generation work with it, which just doesn't right. Not even close. So we are
not even close.
A long way from doing anything like that, and it has to go through design discussions, and there's chances of the thing I've pitched being the thing that's taken just outright is basically 0. So don't expect what I just said to happen exactly as I said it, but that's how I feel about dungeons and what I'd like to see with them.
We'll get the dungeon rework after the character sheet. That's what I'm hearing.
I think they have room to be awesome. Okay. Can we expect a new endgame deterministic crafting rune glyph like or woven echo mechanic? Yes. A deterministic crafting rune. In season 4, the only new rune coming in season 4 is corruption. Is there a new crafting echo? I don't think there's any new crafting echoes in season 4. There might be one. Don't think there is.
3 more teasers for today.
I there is one that we've been talking about. I don't know if it made it into it or not. Is the problem. Right. Oh. Hey, red rings are a different color. I got excited for a second over nothing. It's okay.
Red
no need
rings.
to panic. Don't freak out. Yeah, do I want? I do want. But what do I want? This? Yeah, that's worth rolling. Let's see what it gets. I mean, not what we want. It's not bad. Doing the wrong hotkeys for that too. All right, Mike, controller support is still developing. Yes, I do like it, but will there be a better way to target locations for skills to drop? For instance, Frostwall seems to drop at random locations, especially if you aren't facing a cardinal direction. Interesting. This is a Frostwall controller support is actually what I just had to deal with. Not for season 4, but there's for a new mechanic that we're adding to Frostwall in a future thing had a controller targeting issues that we had to deal with.
Sigils. Sorry.
I don't know of any specific changes for controller targeting. I know it is something in general we've been working on. I don't play with controller myself when we're doing playtests.
No slider.
But I do know that there are at least UI things that people have been working on, and controller just functionality and feel has been really important lately, especially considering the upcoming push towards going to console. So yes, it is being worked on. Do I know exactly what's happening with it? I'm sorry, I don't. But like controller support in general, the goal is for when LEO comes out on console
LEO.
to be okay. Great, it has controller support. There's no, but it's got this issue, or but it's. And people ask if it has controller support online. The goal is the response that people generally just see is yes.
Oh wee oh. Nice.
And we know that there are things that need to change before we get to that point. We can do this jump. Yeah, it's a big one. All right, next question. Hi, Mike. Thank you for doing these streams. You're welcome. Love doing it. So thanks for showing up. Because the only reason I get to keep doing them is because you guys keep showing up. All right. I'm laughing because every time I open the game guide, I'm trying to portal. And Fire Red Stride. We need those apparently. Thank you for doing these streams. We appreciate them. We see a question. We see a lot more Necro teasers last week. We saw a lot more Necro teasers last week. Any hope that the set item Lich's Scorn will also see some love? Ooh, that's one of the sets that I didn't actually look at. I don't know if it got anything. Most sets you could have said, and I would have been like, yeah, I know that's getting some changes. I didn't look at that one. I don't know if it's getting anything. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm not the only one that was looking at them though, so that's not a no.
Necro.
I wish it was just like a little bit smarter with the sorting. You know? Wish I was a little bit smarter with the sorting too sometimes. Whatever. That's not gonna keep. That's not gonna keep. Nope. Nope. I mean, those can probably stay. All right. Mike, quick question. Gold. Is there plans to change the bazaar so your good items you're selling aren't restricted to low prices due to others? Is there plans to change the bazaar so your good items you're selling aren't restricted to low prices due to others? Like the way we have the game set when auction prices are. Like a way to have the game set what auction prices are. I'm a little confused by this. I think the answer is just no. Like if the game's deciding it, then it sort of just becomes like a vendor, like a shop system, where the supply is limited by the number of people supplying the shop.
It's a
So it's no longer an
pretty
auction system,
ridiculous.
really. I think I'm not understanding the question properly. I think as written it's just no. Sorry.
How about no?
Side question to this: would there be is there any plans to introduce like a WoW token or easier ways to get the 500 mil gold sometimes wants for an item on the bazaar? The
Bizarre question. Aaron perks up. Come on, guys.
You're saying 1.5 billion is low. Oh. Okay.
I need the meta item, Mike. Everybody knows that.
First off, I would say
More
that
pay to
the
win.
auction prices, the prices on the bazaar right now are kind of all over the place and weird because there are, like the population, how do I say it? Like the population of players that are here have most frequently, that are playing Merchant's Guild most frequently are probably been here for quite a while. There's probably a very
And they're all playing the build you're playing.
low amount of people
so the
playing
items
Merchant's
for
Guild
that
in like
build go
the
up.
middle bracket of like
Supply and
in-game wealth
demand.
sort of thing. It's probably most people who are like crazy mega wealthy people who are just joining in. So there's like a lot of things that are getting posted at weird prices. Would be my guess. As for like tokens or something like that, we've been exploring different ways for like to break into the market and have like here's a single use reward for your character for the season to get into it and get moving and have that value effectively change as the season changes. But I don't think we have anything major changes, like functionality changes aren't happening to COF and MG this season primarily.
My number one request.
We do have
for
that on the
MG
roadmap for season
went
5,
in.
I think.
That's all I care about.
Specifically stuff for COF coming then is going to be great. Oh my god, I can't wait.
COF.
Not
what
like
the hell is that?
power differences really, but just I guess the I hate talking about the season after the next one, but I think that also addressed the fact that we are aware that the flow of interacting with COF right now, with
what?
prophecies right now, is not quite landing. The functionality that we're getting out of them and the outcome of them is, I think, working pretty well overall, but the flow of interacting with them is not working the way we want it to. And it needs a bit of a take apart and put back together. Clarity in the original question. If I get a 3LP, I won't be able to sell it for more than 1,000 gold because 50 other people have that same item at that price. Yeah, I mean that's just supply and demand, really. Like, if there's so many of those items at 3LP and they're being listed at 1,000 gold, that's what they're worth. Like, it's not a good item to list because it's a really common, like, it might be a powerful item, but it's a common item. And so that's kind of the difference between Merchant's Guild and COF, is that the difficulty to acquire items is not based on their rarity, but rather their quality. And usually the rarity of Merchant's Guild is dictated by their popularity. So it's a different metric that's deciding how rare and popular things are. And the drop rates are usually focused, we're not looking at their popularity on the auction, on the bazaar, to see what the drop rates should be.
I love Mike talking about supply and demand on the dev stream for Merchant's Guild, how it works.
Mike, what's for dinner? Good question. I think we're gonna make some turkey burgers. So we just picked up a bunch of ground turkey with some like feta and like some like red onion. What else we put in there? I think we put mint in there.
You just love anything bizarre.
Some like eggs, panko. What else we put in the recipe?
I work 9 to 6 each day. Would the market be better choice for in general for someone with a bit less free time?
We might do tortas instead, though, actually.
I don't know.
My wife's been talking about tortas.
That's a tough one.
And she just got some ciabatta buns, and they tend to go bad fast, so we might roll with that instead.
I don't
know.
know.
Turkey's good for like 4 days, so we'll see.
I still think skill sigils will revolutionize the game. They should. You're a monster. What did I say, West?
Now you're hungry. Sorry. I know I'm missing something out of that recipe for the turkey burgers, but we do make very good turkey burgers. I will stand by those turkey burgers.
You know. Oh, brother.
Playing mostly Legacy this season, and I'm seeing these defunct affixes that are stuck. Any way to make them chaosable in the future? No. So those are the result of like an affix that's changed, and so there are a few specific situations where they're sealed affixes. So they're locked in place where they are. They're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything with them. We did that because we're like, we can't have them be. When that happens, the actual affix ID that is, so like I don't know what the ID. They all got reshuffled at some point, but the affix ID that is like armor. I think armor is 0, is just 1, is ID 1 or ID 0 maybe. And there is, if we remove an affix, if we're like, okay, we don't want increased armor to exist anymore as an affix, we'll pull that out. Maybe that's ID 1. This is 0, that's 1. It's not, but let's just say it is. And we want to slap something. We want to put something else into that slot, into ID 1, because we don't want to just keep tacking things to the end of the list. All the items that already exist with that affix on them get sealed as a specific stat on the item later, and then we can reuse that slot basically. So that the shard doesn't it still exists, but you can't have the shard of the thing that was existing before drop, so you can't modify it or like apply that shard to new items. You can't shatter it to get that shard out to apply to something new. Yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh no, that's what. Okay, sorry. I was just thinking back to the crafting those boots for a second, and I was like, why didn't I Rune of Creation it to have 2? Just because I thought 21 could survive a roll. I wasn't done then. That's why.
That's why, guys.
All right. Let's go find a belt. Go find a belt. Are there any widespread changes for ailments applied by slow skills with high damage effectiveness, like Ignite volatile zombies? There are not. Season 4 does not have any widespread changes for this. This is a topic that comes up literally every season.
Question on zombies?
The ramp up to the season happens, and the conversations around this start to pick up again, and we talk about this again internally, and we kind of come to the conclusion of we can't really do any of the suggestions we've seen. We don't have a good way to do this, and it's already not happening. And we move on with the season. This has happened the last like 5 seasons in a row. This is a topic that gets discussed. It is a thing that gets put on. We don't know how to do this right now, so we're not going to do it because all the ideas we have major holes in them, and we move on. If you have a good way of doing this, and you want to see it, keep suggesting it. We'll talk about it again, but it's not happening in season 4. I believe eventually it will, but I don't know specifically when. Sorry. That's a cool item. Not very good, but it's cool. Another teaser. You got it. Let me just not die first. I think not dying is gonna be my first priority.
Teaser number 3.
So cool. All right. Here is the new and improved tooltip for a skill that you may recognize. See if you can tell me what's different. Let's play Find the Difference. I don't know if it says it right on it actually.
Attack
Maybe we'll look at
speed
the
now
original tooltip and
boosts
see if
movement
it's,
speed.
what it says.
What is
there.
it? Wait. So you couldn't boost the.
Yes, okay, it is on the original tooltip. Cool.
Wait.
Something's missing.
Attack speed now boosts dancing strikes. That's my guess.
Eagles.
I think that's what
Absolutely
it is.
nothing. 112 damage is about what it did in the in game before.
It can scale with attack speed?
Savage.
No?
But, you know, fair enough. Cooldown. Cyborg's got it. It does not have a cooldown anymore. There we go. I'm looking at chat right now. Are they evading reading our questions or what? What am I supposed to do? If you put at last Epoch game, if you want to read get us to read a question, it has to have at last Epoch game to know it's coming towards us. Not all the questions get sent over. I'm also really far behind. I'm a page and a half behind on questions. So if a question's been just put in, it's got a long ways to go. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow sometimes. I like to get chatty, and I'm realizing we only have 40 minutes left. I get to get through a page and a half, so I am going to try and run through.
What was the
questions do get
cooldown
skipped
before?
sometimes if it's something that we've talked about a lot,
dancing strikes.
or if it's wildly inappropriate. I don't know what the question was. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at chat normally. I'm just looking at it right now. But I'm going to go back to the questions and try and power through some of these. All right. There are 2 nodes for Volatile Zombie, Awakening Presence, and Effigy Combustion that don't work as advertised on the tin. Are these actual bugs or circuit breakers you put in to limit their power? Effigy and Combustion target empty space randomly instead of nearby enemies like it says. Awakening Presence does not consistently. Bone Prison minions, or the Bone Prison ones might be because they can't move, so it might have it needs to be a mobile minion. Or when zombies are on cooldown, despite no tooltips about that. Yeah, that might just be a missed thing. I don't know. If you make a bug report about it, we can take a look at it. Awakening Presence and Effigy of Combustion.
Will it be faster now?
Awakening Presence. Quick look here. Minion dies, you have a chance to cast Volatile Zombie at its location, expending its mana cost. This cannot be triggered by zombies or corpse parasites.
That's Fuzzy's question. Probably a bit faster.
Okay, it might also require it to be a mobile minion, so I don't know. That might just be a missed thing there, or a mistake. Make a bug report about it and we can check it out. That's the sort of thing. It doesn't sound like it's a specific thing that was intended to be limiting. To me, anyways. An effigy. Yeah, that should be easy. That should be like that's a standard thing. Targeting at an enemy is like a really standard thing.
Yeah, my cooldown's 0.5.
Maybe if the enemy's moving really fast or dies in between casting and having it actually cast, it could have a bug there, or just low performance. Like it's just not good. Let's keep moving.
Blade storms.
Yeah, so make a bug report and it'll get looked at. I don't know off the top of my head. It doesn't seem like there's anything in there that would mean it shouldn't work. Bone Prison, we often don't consider Bone Prison for minions specific because you can make so many of them. And if that's the case, it should say mobile minion or non-stationary minion.
Terralax, thanks for putting out the summary for these streams. They're a little painful to sit through. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Avalanche gets me every time. Oh, all right. Is there any scope to truncate the damage numbers? Yeah, from 48 to 249 to 48k. Yeah, this is one of those things that I've talked about a lot. It's like as soon as we're putting letters in the damage numbers, I think there's a problem. And I think we're just about there, aren't we? I don't think we've done that. I'm sad to admit that I think we're getting close to needing to.
Oh, that's terrible.
Not paying attention. I walk past things that I want. I'm going back for them.
They're gonna add the M. The M. Two teasers left. Yep.
Icon beside the damage system doesn't know where the damage came, what skill the damage came from. Adding that extra data in is not something that it is prepared to do. But there is need for a little bit better information on how damage is coming through, that we're seeing from the community, or like desire for that anyways. I think having the option to change the color would be nice. So you can see like red is fire, that sort of thing. I'd also love to see the option to like remove damage numbers below a threshold. That'd be nice. Like I don't care. Like I just saw 15. I do not care about a 15 damage number showing up at all. Part of the reason it's there is so you can tell that something is happening. Because like I do like seeing my swipe damage numbers, just knowing that I'm hitting. But the maelstrom damage is completely pointless to see, and it's just cluttering up the place. All right, that's something that I genuinely want to know. Will there be new endgame content coming to last Epoch? Absolutely, every season has new endgame content. Yeah. Easy one. I don't feel the impact of the Harbinger faction very much. Any potential to introduce more Nemesis buffs to the Harbinger faction? Maybe. I think there's room for more mechanical changes there. I think there's room for things. I'd love to see like options in there. Be like you pick A or B. Like it sounds kind of funny that we're saying this because it was I remember being not pleased with the system overall. But like I wouldn't even call it out specifically then. Just the like pick like an A or B at different points. So you can be like I think it might be cool to be able to like customize this a little bit instead of having it just be a single track. And have them be a little bit more powerful. But yeah, there's some adjustments that can happen here a little bit, I think, and we've been talking about that, but it's nothing for season 4 really, not much anyways. Are there potentially any changes to make switching from MG to COF a bit less punishing in terms of having to leave behind certain pieces of gear that we collected from the original faction that you're part of? No, that is a very integral part of the system. And we have no intention of changing that. That is one of the core key things that is required by the system to function the way we want.
1 second, I got a phone call.
If you can think of a better way to deal with that, it's worth talking about. You know, we're always open to things like that, but I really don't see a way that we could have the systems exist simultaneously, being able to transfer gear that you're wearing between them, that you found with one or the other, without major problems. Because we don't want one of the things when we were designing the system, one of the really important things that we were talking about was that the meta of round picking Merchant's Guild or COF should be like the ideal scenario is when someone goes to the forums and they say, hey, should I play MG or COF? Which one do I do? It's do you want to trade or not? That's the answer. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really far behind. And I think we're doing pretty well with that, because we know that people are playing COF more than MG, and MG is more powerful. So it looks like, and I could be wrong, but it looks like the decision of which one to pick is mostly being driven by what you want to do, not by what you're feeling forced to do from the meta. But if you could switch between them, I think it would be, if you could switch between them and take your gear with you, it would cause problems. It would cause a lot of problems. All right. Why does the shattered glass look like a bird? I have no idea. I really think that's just like, this might not be the actual term, but you know, like Rorschach tests where like things look like things that you're seeing into them. I think it might just be that people are seeing what they're wanting to see. Will Shadowrend have nodes for mana generation? Replacing Shift with a high mana cost skill sounds dubious, but I'm excited to try it. Mana generation. I think so. What's this node? That's not a mana generation node. It has.
He said it's a coincidence.
Things that affect its own mana consumption, at least. We'll get into that more later. Are the aspect icons from Primalists going to change to represent better the animal of the aspect, like shark instead of teeth? I mean, I don't know about you, but when I think of sharks, teeth are like one of the first things that come to mind. But they probably aren't shark teeth. So I don't think there's any plans to change those icons, but I mean, that's the sort of thing that like it shows up in feedback and we look at it and be like, that's a good idea, maybe. Because having it be easily and quickly recognizable as to what it is based on just the icon is very important. Right. Hey Mike, happy Friday to you too. Any past season mechanics getting updates? Also, any currency changes planned? Gold feels like it doesn't do much later in the game other than buy tabs and doesn't help progress your character or power. Gold's kind of doing what it's meant to do. It isn't meant to be a like a big character progression thing. You can use it for character progression in the vaults. I think the vaults need to be more of a fun mechanic before we really allow that to be a core driving thing. And yeah, not season 4 won't see major changes to those other system mechanics, but you'll see minor changes. Any primordials with season 4? There's some updates to existing ones. I don't think there's any new ones, but I know some of them are getting changes. Some of them are getting buffs, some of them are getting nerfs. Yeah.
Reflect.
Is there a way to check meters in the game? Like damage meters? Like be able to see like, there's 4 of us in here who's doing more damage sort of thing, and like how much damage is each thing doing? No, we don't have anything like that. We do not plan to add it either. Hi Mike, you can request it though in the suggestions channels. Hi Mike, maybe a rude cue, sorry, but are you gonna try in the future to try making seasons as intended and not delaying them from fearing Big Brother PoE? I have no input on the timing of seasons at all personally. I think that the goal is to have, there's a lot of goals that are conflicting. There's a lot of goals that are putting pressure on when we release seasons, and they are not always working together. Sometimes they're working against each other. Regarding meters as in distance, that makes a lot more sense. Oh,
PoE bingo.
Canadian too. Should even have known you meant meters. There is the best thing I can say. I'll come back to the other one for a second. The best thing I can say is there are certain things you can see in the world that have distance, like the circle I'm standing on, and so you can look at certain things that say how big they are, and then you can use that as an indicator to gauge distances. That's the only way you can see it in the game. So I would recommend finding something that says how big it is and seeing how far it is in relation to this device, and then looking at other things to get a better feel of it. As far as launching, when we're launching seasons and patches, we do try to keep specific, we try and keep it as regular as a time frame as possible. There's lots of things that can cause that to change. One of those small things that can cause that to change is trying to avoid other releases of games. There's always other games releasing, so we're never going to avoid everything. There's a lot of people there's a lot of conflicting feedback we get about this. So there's players that play both PoE and Last Epoch, and there's players that don't, that play just one or the other. And the players that just play one or the other really want us to just not care at all what PoE does, and the players who play both want us to care extremely heavily what PoE does. And so we have lots of people giving us conflicting feedback on this, and it is one small piece in how we determine when we're going to launch a feature. Most of it comes down to just what's the soonest we can get this out with as much as possible at the quality we need it to be. That's the biggest thing. That's the primary driving factor. All right, I feel like Spriggan form and to an extent Swarmblade form are in a pinch. because their skill trees are too stretched and they get too little support from Druid passive tree. I agree. Is there a plan to add granular bonuses like with the other passives, Paladin, Rune Master come to mind? You better support these two skills. You're the only guys on the market with a mecha bug. Come on. There is I've been talking about this recently. We were going over specifically Swarmblade a lot recently, talking about this, and there's some longer term plans for things that interact with this. Yes. Right. Hello, Mike. Are we getting new echo maps, new layouts like a few got in season 3? Yes. And are there also any new woven echoes? I believe there's a couple, but not many. So like, yes, but not a ton. There's the changes to the echo chains will, like, yes, because of that, a lot more than. There's some things that have been like reworked to work with that are gonna feel like new ones. And then there are a couple that are just flat on new, but there are enough changes that it's going to feel better in general. So, yes. But I don't want to be like, yeah, there's a ton, when it depends on how you look at what's new. There might not be a ton. Are most sets getting changes then? I would say a significant number of sets are getting changes. Yeah. Why doesn't Swarmblade has the poison scaling tag? Does it have poison abilities by default? Do any of its abilities that it gets when it goes into Swarmblade form are they direct poison abilities? Just summon Hive poison? It's probably like a minion poison tag on Summon Hive or something.
Swarmblade, woohoo!
Swarmblade form, Summon Hive. Summon Hive is not poison. It doesn't have any poison abilities, that's why. Dive's not poison. Swarm Strike does not look poison. Armblade Slash is not poison. Yeah, it doesn't have any poison abilities, so it's not poison. It should probably get one if you take this. I think that's, if it doesn't get one when you take this note, I think that's a mistake. Because Serpent Strike is very poison, and that makes Armblade Slash as a poison ability. Like, you put this and it gets poison, but that's not enough to that's not like a conversion. This is a conversion. So I would consider this a conversion. I know we were looking, Scorpion doesn't get a poison tag. Scorpion doesn't have a poison tag. It's not a poison minion, which is crazy.
It's a physical minion. It's a physical minion.
That we are changing for probably for 1.5 though, unfortunately. We just saw that.
Beastman Orange, where are you at?
Hello, Mike. Are changes coming to prophecies and their symbols? Yes. I went to change a bunch of them, and I'm like, these are already changed. So someone already changed a bunch of them. Yes, there are prophecy symbols changed. Currently I have to hover over every single one because the symbols do not give enough information. For example, one with legendary items and rewards can roll with guaranteed legendary potential, costing way too much favor. Yeah, I don't know all of the changes, but I know some of them at least got changes.
Yep.
And that's something that's easy enough to change that I might be able to squeak in some more. If there's more, the more that need change.
Hasn't had a poison tag in 6 years.
Another teaser. Okay, I've just been rambling. I know. I just kind of stopped playing and just started rambling because I'm so far behind in questions. Not a half a page. Okay. I've done good. I've caught up here. 1.5 leaks. Yeah, 1.5 leaks already. Storm Strike? Is Storm Strike poison? Am I just wrong?
Poison tag for Scorpion. Scorpion's a physical. It's a physical.
Storm Strike's physical. I think that if any of the abilities are converted to be poison, it should give the Stormblade poison. But I don't think any of them are poison by default. Storm Strike deals half its poison. Really? Whoops.
It's Beastmaster. We need more Beastmaster stuff. Everybody knows
For each
that.
locust consumed, Swarm gains 15 melee physical damage and 15 melee poison damage. Wild. I think that's probably a mistake then. It's probably because it's such a tiny amount of it that is why it doesn't have the tag. But yeah, it has poison at base. Oh, sorry, a correction from earlier. Someone, I just noticed here, someone mentioned that a WoW token is paying real money to buy in-game gold. No, I did not know that's what a WoW token was. We're not doing that. Just to be clear from earlier. No. Sorry.
No,
My
why,
bad.
Mike? Everybody loves that.
I was picturing like an item you found in the world that you could like use instead of paying the gold in game. Like so, like you find like a drop that's like you get a free thing at the bazaar. Doing stuff like that. That's fine. Okay. I was doing something. Did I put
Teaser
up a teaser?
4.
Should I put up a teaser? Who wants a teaser? Flappies. Okay. Here we are. Little cosmic flappies.
Not more wings.
Yeah, Mike. Mike. This is someone in chat
More
named Mike, not
wings
talking to
for
myself, Mike.
Aaron.
But yes,
Rye's
people want
confirmed.
pay to win. There are. Yes, it is a.
Somebody should go to stream. Teaser cosmetic wings confirmation. Rye Uber boss.
Can
That's not a
relate to quite
freaking
heavily
teaser.
that are shocked at the idea of pay to win being something that's like people are interested in having in a game. But yeah, this is a fully legitimate thing that people request, like surprisingly to me, anyways, surprisingly frequently. Yeah, it's there's nothing wrong with it really. It's not. It's something that we're really not interested in doing though. So just to be clear, but I just don't want it to be an unreasonable request. That's all. Riot wings, Riot confirmed. Oh boy.
There
Oh
it
boy.
is. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Now we know.
Okay. Is there also going to be added animation when using the waypoints? The little text took me a few times to realize I noticed there is animation for rifts. Added animation when using waypoints. No. Like there's when you first go to a waypoint, it like does like little like thing and like loads up. But other than that, I don't think we're changing that at all. All right. So let's crack one of these. Why not?